sorry for the delay in the video. I got busy with some things, but I'm really excited to share with you what happened in the beginning of September. September 1st to be specific. So on September 1st, I was in Canada competing at the Canadian Memory Championship. And it was my first time in Canada, and I was really excited to go. And no, a lot of training, a lot of preparation in a month, and I won the open section of the Canadian Memory Championship. I even won the overall competition in terms of I just had more points than everyone else. And so I just completely won the whole competition. But of course, I only got rewarded for the open section of the Canadian Memory Championship. So it was really awesome going there and winning because it was a dream of mine to win a memory championship, to become a memory champion for 7 years. And that's a long time, 7 years. I got close 1 year for the USA Memory Championship, came in second place, that close. But in Canada, that's where I got it. So that's Canadian, for the Canadian part of the Memory Championship. That's who won, and that is me right there with my medal and a cool Bluetooth speaker I got that I use all the time. And so I just want to go and explain like what was going through my mind during the events and like just kind of the overall experience. So this video might be a little bit longer, but I think it's pretty cool to kind of listen to kind of see what was going through my mind during a competition. So the first event we had for the championship was It's the Worst. Black and white names and faces. That's right. So it's like if abstract images and names and faces had a baby together, and this is the baby. And so as you could tell, they're kind of fuzzy, but also you can't use color anymore, right? Color kind of goes out the window. And so for me, training, I was like, I'm so used to practicing with colored pictures. And I was like, when I tried a practice one, so I only had 2 practice runs for black and white names and faces. It did not go well. I maybe got 18 in 5 minutes. So you have 5 minutes to memorize as many names as possible. So I would get confused because there would be kids that had like multiple ski caps on. And I was like, okay, which one had the ski cap on? See, like right there. And of course, I can't spend all the time looking at the hat like, okay, it looks like this. There's black on top. Then it has white with little black dashes and so on. No, I just go quickly. I'm like, okay, ski cap. Boom. And it was just horrible for the recall. I'm like, who had it? And what was the name that was belonging to the specific person that had this ski cap on? And as you can tell, there's no colors to help me kind of, attach my images for the different names to. And I like to have colors because it makes it very easier, makes it vibrant. But even this right here, it's very fuzzy, even for the face to see the eyes. And so this event was a challenge, and it got me worried right off the bat. And so Levon, we both got 34 names initially for this event. So I was like, oh, okay, that's good. Because I thought for sure I would win face and names because I practiced more than he did, and words. And maybe numbers, maybe, but Levon probably might win that, and cards maybe because he got like 36 seconds or something, like in just different practice times. And so I'm like, he probably got that. So we would have each won 2, right? And so initially we both tied for first place on this event. We both got 34 names. And I was like, okay, not too bad. If I won, be a little bit better. But then later it came back, and I guess they miscalculated for him. He got 35 names. He got one more name than me. And so he won this event. So right away, boom, I was on the ropes. I was like, oh no. I thought I was going to win this event for sure. Pretty confident. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, right? And so I got nervous. And so after this event, kind of like shook me. I was like, okay, try to recollect. I was like, okay, you got 3 more events. You just got to do what you can do, And so the next event was words. So let me put that back, was words. And words, I was sure, like this, like, unless he went for a crazy amount or Tracy went for a crazy amount, they would win. They would get this event. They would take first in this event. And so we have 15-minute random words. So you have all these words and you try to memorize as many as possible. So for me, I probably could have pushed it to 200, maybe a little bit past 200. But I was like, okay, let's not get too cocky here. All right, and let's kind of play it safe because, you lost the first event. No, of course I got second, but to me I lost because I didn't get first. So I was like, okay, let's go for 154. All right, and so I went for 154. I was pretty much sure of every single word I got except one. The spelling, I just kind of figured out the spelling. I was like, oh no. And so I was just hoping that the spelling would be close enough and they would know that I know the word, because if that's the case, say I spelled nursery with a instead of a E, I would only lose that specific word. And so say if I got everything right in this column, I would still get 19 points for this column instead of losing half the points if you miss one word entirely or just to have a blank. And so that one word, I was like, oh, I think it's this. And it turns out I missed it because I got 153 words in 15 minutes. So I was like, whew, okay. And then Tracy got second place, which changed the whole kind of points that were given out. I think he got like 132, 130, somewhere around there. And so, man, Tracy went for more words than I thought, he would, because he went to a USA competition where they had to memorize 15 or memorize words for 15 minutes. So, hey, great job for Tracy, but I was like, whoa, I didn't know he was going to do that. If I knew he was going to do that, I probably would have went for 200. And then Levon went for, I think like 111, something like that. And so he got third in the event overall, which put me 1 point ahead of him. And so after that, I was like, okay, now I have like a better lead and I feel a little bit more safe. And so, a lot of stress just kind of went away from there. Like, wow. And I clearly dominated words from like everyone else in the competition as well. Like even in the Canadian part of the competition, just boom, went for so many words compared to everyone else. And then the next event was 5-minute numbers. Now this event is a little bit different because usually, even for the USA, you have 20 digits in a row. For the international competitions, you have 200, you have 40 digits in a row. For the Canadian competition, as you can see, you only have 12 digits per row. And so for me, it's just a little bit weird to see like extra digits that aren't in the row I'm memorizing because of course, out of my peripheral, I can see these digits over here. And it was just kind of weird to go, 12, boom, they go down. But for me, it wasn't too much of a problem because I have a PAO, so I could take 6 digits at a time. So each line comprised of 2 full images. So when I reviewed, it was really easy because I know, boom, there's 6. So 2 images I should be seeing very quickly. So it's really easy to review in this manner for me. But just not being used to having 12 in one row kind of threw me off when training. And so the first attempt, I went for 210. And so I went through, I think it was like around 14 or something, 210. I was like, okay, got it. And when I was recalling, everything was crystal clear. I wrote every single thing down perfectly, okay? Every single digit. I had no doubt at all that the digits I was writing were correct, okay? I was 100% confident. Now, of course, I could always have mismemorized a digit. This is Garris, but maybe I thought it was like Goofy or Leonard or something. Just totally misread it. But besides that, I was 100% confident. And so I went through and they did the first round scoring, and I got 210. Got all of them right. I was like, woo! Like that gave me, just like, that was like my safe score. So it gave me just like comfort and reduced more stress. Like, ooh, got it. Levon messed up on his trial. I think he got like 150 something. Tracy got like 126. And so I was ahead here. And so, boom, that was 2 out of the 3 events I won completely. Levon won 1, and he got third in the other one. So I was like, all right, I think I got this. And so for the next trial, I went for 240, which was, I think, like 16 right here, somewhere around here. And I messed up 2 lines, and I didn't get 240. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, okay, I got 210 again. So for both trials, I got 210 digits. And so that was numbers. And pretty much the only way I could have lost for the last event, which is, of course, let me see. I don't have it. You think I should? It's in here. Cards. A deck of cards was the last event. And so the only way I could have lost is I got like 3rd place for cards, and I completely messed up. And so for me, let me see if I could find it. So for me, I went like really slow. I'm not sure why I went like so slow, but the first trial, I did 52 cards in a minute 53 seconds. And I was like, okay, it is what it is. Like, it felt so slow when I was just going through. But I was just kind of tired too, from that, like, the excitement and, like, being scared and all that. Just like, oh, tired. And then the second trial, I should have went a little bit faster, but I don't know why. I didn't go for, like, a minute, but I did a minute 29. We were, like, in this dojo. And so it was kind of, like, hot in there, kind of, like, humid. And it just didn't like feel so I didn't feel so comfortable just like, I don't know, memorizing. Like usually I'm like right here in my room practicing, I'm not too hot, not too cold. Usually digital how I practice, and so I'm really comfortable. So going for like faster scores or something is really easy because I don't feel off in any way. But at the Canadian Member Championship, it was kind of hot. There was like kind of noise coming out from like the parking lot, and so it just didn't feel like, it just didn't line up for me to go quickly. I just didn't feel it. It's kind of hard to explain like why. I just didn't feel it. Just the physical aspect of it. And so I got a minute 29. I should have been probably like a minute, maybe like 55 seconds, something like that, but minute 29. And so I got the highest score out of the open section. And so for the open section, I won 3 out of the 4 events: words, numbers, cards. And so overall, I got a score like 4,600. And for the Canadian section, the highest score was 3,700. So almost 1,000 more points than anyone in the competition. And so it was just really cool going there, like even coming out the gate, for me, I didn't really lose, but losing the Names and Faces event, that just really kind of made me scared, put me on the ropes. I'm like, oh, dude, you got to come back. You got be cool, be calm, and just do what you could do. Like the previous video I made talking about knowing your memory level, your memory skill level. I just had to know where I was for competition, like what my scores were, what I was capable of doing. It wouldn't make no sense to try to go for 50 names for Names and Faces if I never got that in training, right? I barely get that in training with normal Names and Faces, but black and white images, there would be no way for me to do that. And so that's the thing, I had to know where my skill was. I had to relax, be calm, and not get scared and not try to push for more digits just because I was behind an event. So that's why for words, I didn't really push 200 because I was like, okay, I know you can probably do 200, probably get them all right, but let's not take the risk just in case, if I lose like 3 lines, 3 columns, I just lost, 60 words. That's a lot of words to be losing. And so I was like, okay, be calm, be relaxed. And if I lost 60 words, depending on, if I missed any spelling, I might have got like second in the words event. So for me, I was like, okay, be calm, don't get too cocky, relax. I know I'm good at words. It's probably one of the better events I'm at. I don't know why. I don't know. I just am. And so I just had to know my memory level to perform at to get the scores I got in these different events. Now for cards, I just played safe, really safe for the first attempt. Second attempt, I just couldn't go fast. I just didn't feel it. But I went for what I could for names, and as you can see, 35. Levon got 35. I got 34. Then for words, 153. Boom. Confidence. 210. That's what I knew I could do for sure. 240. Yeah, it was kind of like hit and miss. Sometimes I got 240. Other times I didn't. And then cards were cards. I just need to not get in last place for cards. And so that's why it's so critical. So crucial for you to know your memory skill level, because if I thought I could push a little more, like, what, for names, let me try to really make sure I cement it and go for like 50 names, I would have failed completely and maybe got 20, 25 names. And so that's the danger of trying to go outside your skill level. Now, of course, this was a competition, so for me, this is the equivalent to having a test for actual useful information. If I'm trying to push something off or trying to go for more than I know I'm capable of at that moment, it's going to end. I would have lost the competition. I wouldn't have achieved my dream for 7 years I had. I would have lost that test, failed that test completely if I try to push everything off to the last day and try to memorize it the night before or the day of. You just really have to make sure you know what your memory level is. And so this is how it kind of ties into the other video. And so I just wanted to share this experience with you because it was absolutely amazing and it was a lot of fun. Going there, meeting all these different people. It was cool because I met someone, Eric. He came up to me, he's like, hey, you're Johnny. I'm like, yeah, I'm Johnny. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Eric. Cool. He's like, I saw your videos, watched you on your game show. So I'm just like, oh, dude, thank you. People were excited to see me. People I've never met knew me already. So it was just pretty cool to kind of go there and they already know me. I thought that was pretty fun. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video of me kind of recapping what happened at the Canadian Memory Championship, kind of giving you a little bit of insight to how I was thinking, how I kind of planned when it comes to going to a championship. And it's probably the same way I would plan to actually go into a test or learn useful information that I would be using. Kind of the same mentality going to those two different tasks. Yeah, so hopefully you learned a lot from it. I know this is not really a teaching video, kind of an update video on what's going on. I just really want to share with you because I know a lot of you just like the videos I make, and I just think, I want to share part of my life, especially when it comes to memory. Some things I did out there, that I thought you'd be really excited for me. You would like to know what's going on, what I was doing, how I was thinking during the competition. I thought you would greatly appreciate that. So thank you so much for your time. And yeah, look forward to my future videos, and I'll see you next time.